Freebies. It's the reason everybody does YouTube. I'm an artist, so I get art freebies. I get companies from all over the world sending me, hey, will you try out our drawing tablets? Will you try out our pens? Will you wear our underwear? Stuff like that. So today I've got for you a medium-sized tablet from Gaomon. I don't know how to properly say it. I think they're a Japanese company, so I'm going to go with Gaomon. A little bit of an unboxing. I'm going to take it for a test drive, do a little doodle of something quick and dirty, and then I'm going to give you my overall view on this tablet and whether or not you should buy it. So far, it's looking good, but we'll let the test drive do the talking for us. All right, let's do it. So first of all, this is going to be a little bit of an unboxing. First of all, the packaging is actually pretty nice for this device. Immediately, I noticed it's pretty comparable to my Intuos Pro medium size. In fact, I would venture to say that the quality of the plastic is pretty much the same. There's probably a lot of the same technology in it, actually. It does have screws on the back, so if you ever did need to open it up for whatever reason, it's not glued and you probably wouldn't break it. It uses the same USB input as well, which is handy. It has a little grip pen holder along the right side and, of course, a number of programmable buttons. I don't personally use a lot of these, but with this one, I might actually. Let's check out the pen here. The pen has an interesting kind of a cap that it comes with, which is nice so you don't stab through your bag, the interior of your bag or whatever. Sometimes with the old other pens, the pointy end will bust through your pockets and things like that. I did notice it's a little bit lighter weight than what I'm used to. It does feel a little bit cheaper, but not so much that it would be noticeable, actually. Also want to note that this is a battery pen, so you'll have to charge it, and I'll go into that a little bit later. The overall feel of it has a good fatness to it, a good girth, one might say. This thing also came with one of these pinky gloves. And I know some artists who get real serious about this. I don't think it's necessary if you're not drawing on the screen. It's not necessary at all. But just for the sake of full evaluation, to try it all on, I put one on. I'd never worn one of these because they're so silly. But look at this thing. I feel like a pro athlete of some kind wearing this, but my hand is I have for frame of reference, I have slightly large hands. I'm not trying to imply anything weird. Just the fact of the matter, if you have bigger hands, this is going to feel really tight and uncomfortable on your hand. But maybe it'll make you feel like 20% more pro or something like that. I don't know. It also comes with this little pouch, which I thought was super fancy, actually. A little felt pouch. You can put all kinds of neat, interesting stuff that artists might keep in there. It comes with a bunch of nibs and a spacer for your pen, your stylus as well. This device has a little holster where you can put your pen with your tablet, which is really actually kind of nice. Why has that never been done before? I don't know, but it kind of all goes together. Very handy. Anything else in the box is pretty much just your USB cables. I did find this fascinating. This device actually does use a USB charged pen. So you'll have to, it comes with two different USB chargers. One is for the tablet, so you can have a wired connection. And then the second one is for charging your pen. Now, some of you might be saying, dude, all right, I'm out. But I'm gonna tell you about a thing and why that's okay. Why this is perfectly acceptable to have a battery powered pen with all the wires that are going to be all over the desk for your tablet because of this thing that I'm going to tell you about. But hold your horses. I'll get to that in a minute. So we've got all of our contents out and we've inspected them. All of our parts are there. We don't want to plug anything in yet. We want to go to their website and download some drivers. Now I'm on a Mac, so my interface might look slightly different from yours, but you put in your model number and then you put in your operating system and you download the software. Bing, bang, and boom. The installation's pretty self-explanatory, but then we get into the options. And here you can see you can quickly program in whatever settings you want. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, basically there are buttons on the tablet itself that you can use. You can program them to open up another program or to create a new layer. You can program them using this interface to hold down the Alt key, which is the color dabber, or hit the Command U combination of buttons to pull up the color adjustment tool. It's really handy if you just don't want to use a keyboard. You want to just draw on the tablet in your lap or something like that without even touching the keyboard itself. You have other tabs here, so you can adjust your pressure sensitivity on the pen. Now, I've plugged in the tablet and made sure that the battery was charged, so we can do some testing here. I tend to go with a little bit more of like a firm kind of a pressure sensitivity because I like to just barely give it a little baby taps, little baby feathers in my little brush strokes. So that's just my personal preference, but you can of course make it how you want it to do it. This is super intuitive. I really like their interface for their tools. This is very fantastic. I mean, this is on par with any professional grade software that I've seen, for interfacing with your tablet, and all the selections, all the options. It's all here, baby. I don't see more than what is expected. I see sort of what is expected for a professional grade thing. But dudes, do you remember how I was saying there is a thing that I wanted to talk to you about? Now, normally for a professional grade tablet, you're going to be paying something like $300 to $400. But if one were so inclined to head on over here and click on this little buy now button, or to find this on Amazon, dudes, this is a $50 tablet.
Excellent, Snake.
$50 is insane. That's cheap. There's no reason for you to not have a drawing tablet. But let's see how it performs. Let's see how it works out when you're trying to do something, if you're trying to get the juices flowing, if you're getting creative. Now, first of all, I want to specify that you don't have the pen plugged in while you're drawing. You would plug it in while you're not drawing, charge it, kind of important to make that distinction. You can also kind of see the scale of this thing. But I wanted to take it for a test drive in something that you might use. One of the preferred software that I like to use is Sketchbook Pro, because it's very much like using a sketchpad, a very familiar kind of a buttons, normal looking pencils, grainy pencils, oil brushes, and things like that. It's very familiar if you're used to traditional mediums, or especially if you're just getting started with digital art. It's a great tool for that too. I have customized the hell out of it, but your results should be similar using the standard brushes that come with it. When I'm evaluating a tablet, I think that one of the most important things that I look for is the pressure sensitivity. Does it have a good range to it? Is it jumpy, or does it feel lumpy, or anything like that? And everything that I found was, it has a little bit more springiness to it than what I'm used to from my Wacom Intuos Pro. It's a little bit more springy, which makes it feel like there's more range. But I actually think that the range is pretty much exactly the same. But it does have a lot less points of pressure sensitivity. This one claims to have 2,048 points of pressure sensitivity, whereas the Wacom Intuos Pro boasts over 8,000 points of pressure sensitivity, and you can subtly feel that difference. It is a micro difference, but even though the number is vastly different, what do these big points of pressure sensitivity even really mean? It basically just means that it's a little bit harder to feather something. If you're doing a lot of soft airbrush touches, you might have to do it a couple more times, or feather it, or really just get used to that range, like a clutch on a car. Some clutches on a car are a little bit tighter, and you have to learn where that engages with the rest of the transmission. And that's the same thing here. The Gaomon just has a tighter clutch, basically, but the range is still the same. It ain't like you're going to get less opacity in your brush strokes. There is absolutely no lag on this thing. It's as fast as you can put a mark on the page. There's no slowdown there, so you don't have to be concerned about the speed of the performance of the thing. The surface of the tablet itself is pretty damn smooth, fairly comparable to anything that you'll find on any other device, honestly. I found that the pressure and the feel of it handles a lot better than my experiences with, say, for instance, a Apple Pen or on an iPad or anything like that. But I think if you're looking at tablets, you're probably not caring too much about drawing on the screen. I personally prefer to draw on a tablet that's off to the side like this. I don't like to draw on the screen because my hand gets in the way a lot. Who is this tablet for? I would say that this tablet is amazing for students and beginners at digital art. If you're on a little bit more of a budget, or if you've maybe got a kid who's interested in digital art and watches a lot of YouTube artists or something like that, this would be an excellent purchase for them. In fact, I would say this is pretty much the best thing. If I had a kid and they were saying, hey, I want to do digital art, but I'm not sure if I'll stick with it. Well, kids don't really say, I'm not sure if I'll stick with it, but I would get them this and before I'd go and drop the massive pile of money on a much larger device. This device is also comparable enough that I would recommend it to professionals that are on a tighter budget. So if you're a freelancer or something like that, as I mentioned, really great quality performance out of it. In the past, I've been sent very generously, large, expensive devices by Wacom. I've been sent devices by Huion, and I've done reviews of these other devices. And this one is shockingly cheap for the level of performance that I'm getting out of it. I don't know if that's their standard sticker price or if that's like a promotion that they're doing temporarily, but damn. The only real drawback that I see about this device is the rechargeable pen. But if you've got yourself sitting at a drawing station or something like that, doesn't seem like a big deal. You just make sure that you plug it in when you're done with it each time, and it'll always be charged. To save $300, I'll plug in my pen after I'm done using it each day. Yes, thank you. The big boys have some competition now, and that's a really good thing because it's going to push them to make more innovative products at a more reasonable price. I think that's a really good thing for all of the tablet makers out there to see all of these new guys entering the field and really making a splash. I mean, this is fantastic for us, for the artists, for the consumers. This is absolutely fantastic. And I look forward to seeing how their competition is going to react to Gaomon entering this new arena and really making this kind of level of splash. I'll be interested to try out some of the new devices that are going to push drawing tablets and technology further at a more reasonable price. Final assessment, I'm gonna say that this one's a keeper. This one's definitely probably the most comparable to what I'm used to working with professional grade tools, but literally at about a fraction of the cost. I would say that if this tablet is perfect for you if you're considering getting into digital art. This is one that I would use now. If I don't want to drop that $350 on another brand, I might very well just go with one of these because it'll do the same job. There's a little bit of a difference in the pressure sensitivity. It's not a lack of, it's just more springy, which takes a little bit of getting used to. But other than that, I mean, man, this one is just as good. And you're going to find that you can adjust to it. You might find that other tablets are too stiff for you and you might prefer this. Now, I don't know about their other tablets that I've only looked into and played around with this one, the M106K. This is their newest model of tablet. But you know what? Thumbs up. 2 thumbs up, I'd say. If I had a third, put that one right over there because it would be up as well. I would have 3 erect thumbs. If you like my art style and you would like to learn from me, I do, of course, make all of my brushes available and, of course, all of my tutorials available in my box sets of tutorials. Or if you're more just into the freebies, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel here, and I update about once or twice a week right now. I'm trying to do a little bit more. I also stream over on Twitch. You can find all that in the text field below the video as well. And dudes, until next time, I'll catch you mañana. Bon, ciao, baby. Yeah.